do what I do.
We are one accusation away from incarceration or death. We know that. And see, this is another thing that separates foundational Black American culture from many African and Caribbean households. Y'all ladies say y'all want a real man. Somebody type real man. You want you a real man. Want a real, you go get you a real man. You know they go upside them folk head, them women head over there. See, in traditional African and Caribbean context, there's often an assumed male dominance in the home, a true patriarchal hierarchy, where the man controls the household and discipline is imposed without question. That framework does not work in the United States of America or the West in general. It breaks down under U.S. legal norms, civil rights laws, and especially under a justice system that is hyper-aggressive when dealing with Black men. This is why we reject the notion of Caribbean and African cultural models and that they are superior and more traditional. No. That traditional will get you put in jail. See, they're often built on frameworks that are incompatible with the legal realities and the power structures of this land. Trying to transplant those hierarchies over here leads to chaos, broken homes, false accusations, and often tragedy. And yet, despite decades of systematic sabotage and foundational, what we've learned, or should I say, foundational Black Americans have developed a culture of egalitarianism, respect, and emotional discipline. Black American men, that's why you got more Black men getting unalived by Black women, because we tolerate it. We're more egalitarian, because we really can't do nothing about it. And this is why Black men, here are the statistics. Y'all don't have to like what I'm saying. You see the report right up there on the wall. Explain it. If you don't like it, explain it. Explain why there are more Black men being unalived by Black women than vice versa. And that's totally opposite to every other group. Explain why we're 1.6 times more likely to be recipients of DV than Black women. Explain it then. I'm telling you why. Because we are more egalitarian. We tolerate more. We're far more emotionally intelligent than most of the men in the diaspora, even in the United States. We're more adaptable. And see, whether you're in Colombia, Germany, Brazil, or South America, foreign women regularly express their admiration for respectful, balanced, foundational Black American men as partners. They don't want Africans. Go over to Germany and see if they want African women. Go down to the Dominican Republic and see if they want those. If they wanted Black men, those Dominican women could go open that border up, go right over there and let some of those Haitian men come in. Couldn't they? That's not what they want. They want foundational Black American women. They want American men. See, Black men, this is not accidental, it's cultural. The same culture that they say we don't have. The same culture that they say we don't have makes Black men more appealing to all these women around the world. They're not talking about African men. They're not talking about Caribbean men. They talk about you, Black man, whether you in Australia or Austria, whether you in the Netherlands or Germany, whether you in Colombia or Kalamazoo. It's not accidental. Again, it is a result of generations of learning on how to survive under pressure, how to walk away from provocation, and how to navigate the legal system designed to devour us. So no, we're not going to allow this narrative to be flipped. We are not going to absorb or blame DV crisis. We didn't create it. We don't lead it. We actively don't adopt. We're not adapted to it. You understand? This is another aspect of our culture. And any of you all who think I'm exaggerating, ask your father, ask your uncle, ask your cousin, ask your brother, ask your best friend. Every single one of us, me included, either personally experienced or knows some Black man who was in a situation with some Black woman who called the police on him. Some of y'all own mothers and sisters and aunties and grandmas called the police on you. How many of y'all know a Black woman who's called the police on a Black man Type number 1 in the chat room. Go ahead. So you all can see I'm not lying. This is not a pre-poll. I already know what they're going to say. Type number 1 in the chat room if you know a black man who has had the police called on him by a black woman for little or nothing. This is what they do. Every single one of us either personally experienced it or knows someone close to us who's experienced a situation. It's not rare. This is not anecdotal. It is commonplace in our community. It's so common that it has become second nature for black men to walk away to de-escalate and avoid confrontation. And she might fight you for that. Not because we're weak, but because we understand what happens when law enforcement gets involved. We know that the police aren't coming to negotiate. They're coming with guns drawn, billy clubs, pepper spray, ready to make an example out of us. That's why we've developed a culture of emotional restraint, of survival through silence, of leaving instead of lashing out. You will know why your daddy left? Because he was tired of your mama going upside his head and disrespecting him. That's why your daddy left. Go talk to him. And it's not that black men are passive. It's that we live in a system where asserting our voice or our presence can cost us our lives. So yes, our response is different than Africans and Caribbean men because our reality is different. And any honest black man from this soil will tell you exactly that. It's time to tell the truth, even when it hurts. Because we're not going to let our dignity or our culture or our survival strategies be dismissed by people who have not walked in our shoes and lived under our laws or died in our streets. Your culture is not going to work here. You teaching your children your culture is not going to work here. To the African fathers and the Caribbean fathers, you can't do what you did in Haiti. You can't do what you did in Jamaica. You can't do what you did in Accra or Lagos. You can't do it. They'll put you in jail. You can't teach your sons that. And see, let this be a foundation for a much needed and overdue conversation, not just about violence, but about which cultures are truly built to survive in the West and which are not. Now, we're not going to let you erase us. Foundational black Americans will not be erased. And I'm not just saying that for dramatic effect. This is a matter of life and death, not just for us, but for this country as a whole. Because see, if black Americans are erased, if our culture is diluted, if it's co-opted by foreign immigrants and Africans from the Caribbean, if it's overwritten by your customs and the immigrant narratives that never forged in fire like ours was, then America loses the one group that has ever had the moral courage to make it live up to its so-called ideas. We are the conscience of this nation. We are the soul of this country. From the very beginning, this country did not want to confront its sins, but we foundational black Americans made it do so. Shout out to Penny Ford. We have been the only group in this nation's history with both the proximity and the fortitude and the standing to force America to grapple with the contradiction between its founding documents and its daily practices. See, it was our ancestors, not immigrants, who challenged the inhumanity of slavery through revolts, through lawsuits, through abolitionist writings, and ultimately through bleeding and dying in the Civil War. It was our forebears who marched in the face of dogs and fire hoses and lynch mobs during the Civil Rights Movement, risking death and imprisonment to make this country extend its constitution to all citizens. It was our struggle that laid the groundwork for every minority group and even the identity groups. Shout out to David Johnson. Whether we talk about women, whether we talk about LGBT, immigrant, all of y'all. Every gain that had been made was built on the sacrifices of black Americans' back. Don't forget that. There would be no Latino right movement or Asian American political voice or immigrant protection framework if black Americans hadn't cracked the walls of white supremacy first. Shout out to Shabazz America. Before anybody else had the courage to speak, we stood up. We are the tip of the spear. We are the shock absorber of American democracy. And let's be honest, without us, America would descend into fascism or worse. Because there would be no one left willing to check the system. All of y'all are runners. Whether we're talking about Italians who ran from Italy, the Irish who ran from Ireland, the Polish who ran from Poland, even the Europeans from the UK, y'all were running from the king. You were whooping up on y'all. And we know you Africans are running from all that. The Caribbeans are running from your stuff. See, we're the only people brave enough and rooted enough and morally upright enough to stand and fight. So you will not drag this country into tyranny on our watch. We had the opportunity to flee. We could have went to Liberia. We could have went to Brazil. We didn't. We stood and fought. So when people talk about replacing or erasing foundational black American culture, whether through mass migration or false equivalencies or diluted identity politics, understand this isn't just about pride. It's about survival. Not only ours, but the nation's. Because if we go, so does the last line of defense against authoritarianism, racial caste, and moral hypocrisy. Foundational black Americans are not just a demographic. We are the moral compass, the frontline soldiers, the spiritual architects of the American ideal.
What's up, what's up, what's up? Welcome to the broadcast. This is Uncle D.
People wash their ass in the tub, Kamala Harris.
You would tune in to Uncle D. D's black man talk. Pull up, homie, take a seat. Don't be a shadow watcher every day. You learn something, then you earn something. And let them know and drop some money in the plate. It's getting cold, ladies, talking ratchet. There's a king here, grab your coat, zip your jacket. Keep quiet for a second, close your jaw. Attorney Spurling, this ain't pearly, know the law. Talking Constitution, pushing pins when he shooting, give him that. Masculinity, just for the record, sprinkle that. You can keep your cat, gotta cut it. Only cat he rubbing, gotta love it. I call it Holly Buddy. Gotta vote your interest, vote and earn. Presidential, this is for the money that I earn. When you gon' learn, my people, that evil mixed with evil. No matter what you're doing, baby, this ain't equal. Sometimes when you're special, you get hated. The test is for the best, you're damn right, my people made it. Uncle D, Blizzard King, you've been served, gotta notice. Now black men out here know we winning, gotta hold it now. Uncle D, you've been served, get your notice. Now black men out here know we winning, gotta hold it now. Uncle D, you've been served, get your notice. Now black men out here know we winning, gotta hold it now. Uncle D, you've been served, get your notice. Now black men out here know we winning, gotta hold it now.
Hey man, I'll do what I do.
Somebody need to whip your ass.
Get up and whip him, Sweets.
Hey, don't be putting the money in my hand all rough.
Take your ass out here. You buy you a Flowbee and cut your own damn hair from now on.